Be the change. Be the change. This is an attempt to remind you on your soul of who you are and what you came here to do on this planet. To remember to keep growing as a soul, to remember to keep doing the things that you need to do to find your own authentic voice, your own purpose. Be the change is about it's possible to make changes that makes life better. It's possible to have a better experience here on planet Earth. And you don't need any approval to do it. You don't need anyone else's input. You just need to yourself, and you need some time, and you need to make a decision that you want to make this life as good as you can. Why not? We're here on planet Earth. The time is going to pass anyway. What you do with it is up to you. You can optimize it. You can bring out the best of yourself so that you can become the very best version of yourself that you can be. So let's see what we have here. Little message today. Raise your vibration. Remember who you are. Reconnect with spirit and choose a higher timeline. That's exactly what we're talking about here. The Black Library. Don't believe everything that you read. No, don't believe everything that you read. You are awesome. Yep. It's time to acknowledge your achievements, big and small, and celebrate. Sometimes I know for myself, I don't celebrate enough the little things that I do. And I think for most people, the little things that we do in our day-to-day living, our day-to-day lives, those are important things to celebrate and to put some awareness to it that that was actually something that you did and something good that you did. Raise your vibration. Remember who you are. Raising your vibration is about like bringing in more gratitude, remembering to feel the gratitude, bringing in more compassion, remembering, trying to put yourself in other people's shoes. Like, what if you were the one that was living on the street with no money or no clothes or no family or no people around you? What would it feel like to you, do you think? Like, if that happened to you, put yourself in other people's position and see what that might feel like, and then bring in compassion, have compassion for them instead of judgment. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they never did anything with their life, or they never did anything. Who knows what happened to them? They could have been so abused when they were children that they don't know how to live their life. And so there can be a lot of reasons for why these people are in the positions that they're at. And so this is like an attempt to raise our vibration, become more aware of other people's suffering, and how would you feel if it was you? Or maybe you have been in those shoes and you have also experienced other people judging you like that because they weren't able to see your side of the story, or they weren't interested in seeing a different point of view. And so raising our vibration is about like accepting the negativity, accepting the anxiousness, like being anxious, fearful, all that stuff. Like, we all are anxious and fearful. Like, every single person that you see on this planet Earth is probably on one or the other end of the scale, which could be just a slight unease on full-blown panic attacks and overwhelmedness on the other end. And so being aware of these things, not trying to block it, not trying to resist it, just trying to allow it to be. And allowing it to be is the key thing. Like, once you allow it, yeah, and then you just become friends with whatever emotion is going on. You become friends with it, and then it's not that big of a deal in your life anymore. Your day-to-day life won't be affected by it. Remember who you are, reconnect with spirit, and choose a higher timeline. How in your life, Margie, where in your life can you connect more with spirit? Like, the biggest obstacle to God is like time. And here and now is always connected with God, with the present, with the divine, the universe, whatever. Like, when you pause your thinking, breathe, and just be aware, and you're being conscious, you're being aware, you're being grounded in the moment and present. Everything calms down a little bit. Now things are doable. It's not overwhelming because you can only do so much from the present moment. Choose a higher timeline. It's like, okay, maybe you always were one of the ones who were gossiping at work and you always talking about the other people. And I'm not judging anybody. Everybody does it. So this is also about being honest with ourselves. Like, being honest with ourselves. Are we a part of that, or are we not? Like, being honest with it is the first step to changing anything within ourselves. And so if you were a part of that group, that's going to be a very low vibration. So it's a low vibrational activity to be talking just about other people. And so how can you raise your vibration? You can maybe step back from that and stop talking about other people like that, or you can talk about other people if it benefits them, or if it's something positive or something uplifting, or if it's something that is necessary for someone else to know about them. Then it's like then it makes sense why you would talk about them. And raising the vibration is also like being accepting about ourselves, like being accepting ourselves where we are, how we are, the way we are, so that we like I said, like so nobody's perfect, everybody's perfect. Nobody's perfect, like in the image that we have. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you see or read, like especially these days. How can you even believe who is talking these days, because of the AI and because of all this stuff that is going on? You can't even know. You don't even know if it's real what you see people saying, because it's all these technologies that we can use to fake it up. And so don't believe everything that you read. And people are going to mush it into their own direction anyway. So you have to find your own discernment. You have to find your own discernment. Raising your vibration, being nothing is perfect. Everything is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Everything is perfect. Maybe the chaos that we see and all this stuff, maybe that is the perfection. Nothing is perfect. Everything is perfect. Nobody's perfect, because there's no such image as a perfect image that everybody has to fit into. Everybody's perfect because you're perfect just the way you are. The Black Library. Don't believe everything that you read. Use your discernment. And you are awesome. Did you know that you are awesome? Did you know that it's time to acknowledge your achievements, big and small, and then celebrate? Maybe you can hop up and down a little bit and dance. I'm guilty of this. I don't do it enough. I should be doing it more, should be celebrating more, the little wins in life. But then again, when you work hard and when you have a little victory, it's like, yay, done with that. Now you're going to save your energy and do something something different. So being aware, like, of those little achievements, like doing work on yourself is a day-to-day thing. Like, you always have to be mindful of it. You always have to be, and if you're, for example, with the example with the gossiping, or being in a group that is judging other people harshly, then at first maybe you just have to step away that one time, and then you were there for like the majority of the time, and then you remember that, oh my gosh, that was right. Like, what if I wanted to raise my vibration? Then I have to step out of this group. So maybe then the first time you just stepped out of it for a little bit, and then next time maybe you remember it a little bit sooner, that, oh, it kind of makes me feel a little yucky too, to be talking about all these other people in a negative way. Maybe it makes me laugh with the group, and that feels good, but on the inside I kind of feel a little yucky afterwards. And that little yucky, that is your emotion. That's your internal emotional compass. So once you start listening to that emotion, then you are going to be guided in a way that sets you free from a lot of yuckiness that is attached to us, just because we do things because it's the group thing, or like everybody's doing it, so I just tag along, which is fine. We all do that. It's not judging, it's just what we do. But if you want to level up and you want to raise your vibration, you have to make other decisions. You have to raise your decision making and make better decisions. And one of the ways that you can do that is to listen to your internal compass, your own emotions. Like, how do you make you feel when you do these things? Like, a lot of times back in the day, like, I would say something to someone because everybody would laugh when I would say that, and I would be really rude or say something vicious or whatever, and then people would laugh, ha ha ha, that's funny. And then I could see the hurt in the person's eyes, and I knew what it felt like to be hurt. So afterwards I felt really bad about it, and I was like, wow, that was not fun. Like, no, I didn't like that. So then I would go back and I would apologize, and then I made amends, right? Once you make that amends, now you clear out the space there. You clear it out, and then next time I try to say something different or act in a different way. Maybe I could find other ways that I could make those people laugh still, but I didn't have to tear that person apart. And maybe I can make people do things in a different way, but I didn't have to do. So that's how I learned to manage my own things and to figure out. And it was because it didn't make me feel good. It made me feel really bad afterwards. And when that happened, when I did things and they made me feel really bad, then I would adjust it, or I would do my best to make it right in a way that I could. So that's how I started to familiarize myself with my internal emotional compass. I didn't know that that was what it was at the time, but now I know that that is what happened. And the funny thing is that when you read the good book, or you read the the Buddhist way, or you read all these things, this is what it's talking about. It's about doing the right thing because it makes you feel better. And when it makes you feel better, your life is better. And then you are in a higher vibration. Now you have raised your vibration. And so it's real simple stuff. And sometimes it feels like sitting talking about kid stuff, but it is kind of kid stuff. And it's the simple things, it's the little things that can modify. When you modify how you feel about it or what you do about it inside of yourself, you change everything around you, and that's how you become the change. This is how you are actively trying to embody the change that you want to see in this world. And so reward and recognition. Self-doubt. So again, like 2 times in here, you are awesome. It's time to celebrate your big and small wins and celebrate. And a reward and recognition. And this is a congratulation. This is from the spirit. Like, this is the message that is coming out today. Here's another reward and recognition for you, because you are out there and you are doing work and you are looking up things, and maybe you are listening to videos to try and find the next step that you can work on in your spiritual journey and how to raise your vibration so you can become more attuned with everything that is. And so this is your hard work will soon pay off and take you in the direction of your dreams. And that's a great thing. Acknowledge your efforts and your own power. You hold the power. Self-doubt will do a lot of things, but it would definitely not help you on your journey. Well, no, it really won't. You're questioning yourself and unable to move forward. Don't let fear hold you back. You have the strength and power to see it through. Now is the time to break free from this limiting pattern. And self-doubt is like, we all have it. I'm sure everybody has it. I very much admire people with a lot of confidence, because that's something that I've never had in my life before. And so I've been trying to practice it. I've been trying to embody, to see how people act when they act confident. I've been reading about it. I've been looking it up. I've been doing my research on confidence, and I've talked to people about it, not feeling confident. I've talked to them, and then a little by slowly, all of a sudden, you feel more at home in yourself. And then, so that was one example of a spiritual practice that I've been practicing doing, because I needed to feel more confident in my life. Like, it's nothing wrong with not being confident, but if you want to do something, or if you have a message, or you have something you want to say, you have to have the confidence to lift the message out there, so that you don't come in with self-doubt and then everybody's going to doubt you. But if you come in with confidence and you speak what you know, then it's going to hit the people that it needs to reach, right? So self-doubt, if that is part of who you are, then work on that. Work on building yourself up. Research how you can feel more stronger within yourself. How can you feel more accepting within yourself? And how can you understand that everybody makes mistakes? It doesn't matter. And everything is a learning process. Nobody knows things the first time they do it. And so you give yourself maybe a little bit more space to make mistakes, to figure things out as you go. And this is something that I had to learn, because I would be severely punished if I did that when I was younger, when I grew up. So embedded in me is that you cannot make mistakes and you have to do it right the first time, which of course is going to create a lot of self-doubt, because the majority of things in life I've never done before, right? So you have to work on these things, and you have to be brutally honest with yourself, because that's where your power lies. And that's the most difficult thing to do too, for most people, to be completely honest with yourself about how you feel. Scattered energy. Too much on your plate and have lost your focus. This is causing you to feel exhausted and overwhelmed. Prioritize your well-being and create a new plan. Having scattered energy is grounded. Ground yourself, reel yourself back in, be grounded in the moment. Breathe, find the space within yourself where you can bring your energy back, bring everything back that you're doing. And now you can prioritize, is this a project that I want to do today? Am I going to do this today, this today, this today? Sometimes I know this for sure. Like, life can get really overwhelming because there are too many things to do. And then you just got to trust that you are strong enough to do it. There will be rewards and recognition. Every time you make a move that is based upon your true internal compass, then you are going to get rewards. Like, the universe loves that stuff. You're going to get rewarded for it. Scattered energy, you have to pull it together so that you can do the things that you need to do. Sometimes you got to take yourself from one place to another, And how you do that is you got to keep yourself together, figure things out, and do it little by slowly. And don't give up on yourself. And find the faith, and hold the faith. You are awesome. Esther and Abraham Hicks, the law of attraction. Raising your vibration can change everything for you. Esther and Abraham Hicks says, there is nothing wrong with debt, but if your debt feels like a heavy burden, so everybody has debt in their life, but if your debt feels like a heavy burden, like, oh my gosh, you're letting it weigh you down, then your vibration around money is one of resistance. When the burden has lifted, when you feel lighter and freer, your resistance has lifted, and you are now in the position to allow the well-being to flow abundantly into your experience. So how you see things, how you feel about things, like with the self-doubt, is also a resistance that you put in there. You can do it, but you put self-doubt in there. So now you're blocking yourself a little bit. Yeah, so what? You have debt, you pay on it, whatever. Like, you understand money is something that comes and goes. You pay on your debts and it's all good. Or like, oh my gosh, this is such a heavy burden, I can't handle it. And then you put resistance in there. So it's two very different energies. And once you figure that out, now you can work on raising your vibration so that you can elevate yourself. You can live your life in a better, easier way, basically. And the beautiful light in me, it honors, loves, and respects the same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste.